Nepal is a really interesting map to be going towards first because like if there's some like cheesy tank stuff, like right, we've seen like Reinhardt May in the mix here at times. Like no, Danteh has shown that like on certain maps and points he'll play the Orisa. So Nepal, there's a few different points so you can actually run some different types of compositions.
Yes, Pelican with the threats and Abyssinian in chat. Love to see that. Don't know if the Dallas Fuel can translate.
And we don't talk a lot about, well, we have talked a lot about it in a while, but like remember there was a trade with the Outlaws and Seoul Dynasty, Creative for Iris, and you were wondering like how that trade was going to go on. Like Pelican and Iris are two of the hottest, you know, free agents really. They come over from the Atlanta Reign, and this trade has actually worked out amazing for the Outlaws.
Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, on Nepal. Another battle for Texas, this time for a spot in the grand final.
Yeah, and you see Fearless like jump up, kind of look like he's going to go forward into the opposing team, then back out. Oh, that's an Edison railgun shot. It's not enough to finish Pelican off. The cleanup is there.
Fielder had the kunai to follow it.
Oh, that is a very fast team kill in favor of the Dallas Fuel as they wipe the floor with the Outlaws to take the point.
2 final blows for Fielder already. We've talked about our favorite Kirikos, the more aggressive ones, the more passive ones, and the ones that can be in between. Fielder being hailed as the latter of those. Can balance his offense, and he is healing very effectively. Great opening here. Fearless taking an absolute slogging from Pelican, but Edison's there!
The point actually flips here though, Mitch. The Outlaws actually get control of it. I wonder if they can like kind of keep this going for a little bit.
It's the early pressure on Fearless, I think, that forces him away and puts the Dallas Fuel in a position where they have to give up a little bit of ground, but now they are regaining it bit by bit.
Yeah, now they get really aggressive. They want to push in, try and get some stagger kills here towards the end. Danteh not in a great spot there.
Fielder already has Kitsune Rush available. 40% ahead of Creative in that metric. And usually the team that loses these fights gets more healing because they're just getting pummeled, but Fielder, apropos of nothing, is ready to let that one go straight away.
Kind of like this decision from the Outlaws though. The first 2 fights go way too fast. They kind of get away from them. Let's take a breather here, even if you're going to give up some point, percentage, right? Like regroup, kind of get on the same page of how you're going to take this next fight.
Merritt's looking to get himself on the board here as well. Nothing to his name thus far. Absconds to the high ground here, disrupt the shots, both thrown down, but it's Edison who gets brought to heal by Danteh. Still, Sparkle is putting a lot of pressure on, and that Kitsune Rush makes him a killing machine. Back to the point, sound barrier now expiring, Fearless clinging to life. Fielder going to be brought down by the Death Blossom here, and the Outlaws are able to muscle their way in, but by God, already 82% for the Dallas Fuel, and counting now as this fight extends. A lot of catching up to do.
You know, this point though, like now that you've kind of like gotten support all out on both sides, right? Fearless no longer with Primal. There's a pathway here for the Outlaws, right? You know, maybe the Dallas Fuel, they start to like funnel a little bit. Merritt can easily pick 1 or 2 players off, you know, with that overclock. And then you're looking at Danteh with a Primal Rage. If things get a little bit scary, keep that point going as Merritt's trying to find some damage at range. Disruptor shot going to get a ton of value in those doorways.
He's in prime overclock territory right now as well, Matt. Great vantage to leverage that ultimate. Fearless doesn't really know what he was looking for up there, maybe just to get in the position. Dante's Primal Rage though. Flailing fists be flying, and Chiyo is already out of the picture for the Fuel. They're stuck here now. They may as well commit. And so far Edison goes for that overclock. Merritt now will do the same across the map here. Edison having to reposition a little bit. Can he find Merritt right now? He takes a round and a second. The Fielder's going to be there. The protection suits him a little bit too slow, but he's able to at least get the elimination on Danteh. Dallas are in a position to flip back here. Dante's gone. Dallas have that tank advantage, and they're back in control.
Yeah, you lose your Reaper and you lose your Winston. Although Merritt picks up a kill, it's almost impossible to flip that back as getting close to OT scenario. You're going to have Kitsune Rush on both sides available.
You're hearing that now being spammed by Creative. He's saying, I've almost got mine as well. Gonna lay some roads here. Oh! Fielder with the kunai! Merritt doesn't see what's coming. Pelican trying to play as much as he can on what remains of the road, but the Fuel are taking the fight to him now. Pelican can't touch.
Pelican Wraith forms away. You actually have the TP from Creative directly to him. You know, they use the Suzu right on top of him, maybe kind of cancel it early, see if you can bait him in, fight it back. But nobody there to contest. So I think the Dallas Fuel's aggression really, you know, the Outlaws were not able to deal with it early on. I think it started to see it get a little bit better from the Outlaws, and they slowed the game down a bit.
Merritt, once he got that first overclock online, started to have some impact. Rough couple of fights here. This is Fielder, Matt.
Dude, this has to be a sick shot, because we were watching it from, I believe, Merritt's POV.
No.
Oh. The double dink.
Yikes. Here come the Fuel very quickly, asserting themselves on the left-hand side of this map. Playing around that mega health pack. It looks like Pelican's making an appearance here. They're going to try and pincer the Dallas Fuel. Sparkle's already out of the picture now. You know exactly what's going to happen to Fielder. Yeah, he has to swift step away. Great start for Houston. Dallas quick out the gates, but expose themselves.
Yeah, they kind of like get over towards that mega health pack and they get there fast. And I don't think they expect the Outlaws to actually kind of take that fight in that position. Sorry? Be Edison connected with the headshot of Merritt as Merritt was just poking out for some damage. The Outlaws take the point, but this may not last long.
Houston still want to play in the choke here, but Danteh overstays. He's welcome. Edison thrusts himself onto the point now.
Oh, dude, we were talking like Edison, and he's had these type of games throughout the season, but you need to have it now, and he is clicking.
Charging up yet another rail here. This is where it starts to get difficult for the Outlaws. They're eventually going to make their way back in. Let's check on the ults here as Fielder is decently ahead of Creative towards that first Kitsune rush. Edison is... Whew. Yeah, he's almost to his first overclock here. Dante's taking a ton of damage already. There already had to be a protection Suzu to get him out alive. And now Dallas are living life in the fast lane. They're going to run the Outlaws into the ground.
That Soldier 76 or Reaper coming out of there. The Kitsune rush is able to fire so fast. It's Creative, he gets Edison, but I mean, it is all Dallas Fuel right now.
Not bad from Merritt there. Yep, the Outlaws know they can try and clap back. Dallas have given up a lot of ground though. Really hard to punish with this map architecture.
I don't think you can actually like even take advantage of this, right? I mean, Fearless is going to have Primal, Edison would have the overclock.
Here it is. Merritt, can he get away from this one? Trying to slide away. He's able to evade Fearless, who ducks his head in frustration. Edison has an overclock in play right now. For the moment, it's pressuring Danteh down. He's low. Edison finds the kill. Now he's got a safe pocket to operate from. There's no way for the Outlaws to get back into this round.
And the Outlaws Kitsune rush, they actually flip the point during that for a little bit. And Dallas just backs up. They don't care. They take that side where, you know, the mega health pack is. They use the overclock from that angle. And Outlaws, by going to take the point and getting behind the Kitsune rush, they actually just kind of leave themselves just out there in the middle of the open for Edison to just pick them off.
Sound barrier to deal with here for the Outlaws. That could be an issue. Merritt's going to go for the overclock here. Pelican is able to find Fearless despite the sound barrier being in play, but it's going to be a trade somehow. Dallas able to get started getting Lastro. Merritt needs to find something and he comes up with the goods. This should be the Outlaws now getting the touch. Getting back in control.
Yeah, it's a disruptor shot just there on the high ground.
What?
Ooh, okay, pretty clean there. Creative able to find 2 headshots with some help from Lastro. I think you have to be so careful if you're Merritt in this situation. You know, Fearless kind of lurking around any corner. Edison has been playing very well, landing these shots consistently. So maybe they can try and bait, you know, maybe get a player weak, bait them into this Death Blossom from Pelican.
He's going to might have to do it into a Kitsune rush though, and that's going to be the case. Here come the Foxes. Sparkle's already found Creative with a Death Blossom of his own. What a key pick now. Creative, no chance to build that ultimate up. Just when the Outlaws would have needed it. They're going to have to regroup and go once more. And I mean once more.
Yeah, Dante's just going to, he has Primal. Looks like he's playing for a mega health pack, and then he's going to have to get back on and touch.
98 now. 99, there will be a touch by Lastro, albeit barely. Can he keep himself alive? The wall ride, yes, he's going to keep him there. Danteh's bubbles is fine, he has to leave the point. Who's going to stand up now? It has to be Pelican just dipping a toe in the lava, but Creative
gets one.
Fearless across the map. Here comes Danteh now, he's low on health, but he knows he can contest. Great walk instantly coming out from Sparkly, doesn't want to deal with Pelican right now. Dallas losing Fearless, so punishing. And the Outlaws solidify their hold.
Oh, Creative getting that one pick. Just the beautiful juggling of the point there by the Outlaws. But that Kitsune rush down to
Merritt!
Yeah, you can't push through that, and Merritt gets one. Now the Outlaws want to push up, try and get an advantage.
Fielder a little low. He has to back up. 70% to 99. An overclock here could be devastating. Both teams are going to have the
sound barrier from Lastro here as well, which could be massive because the way they're kind of posturing Dallas, you know, they're playing for this Kitsune Rush. You may actually only get one.
Oh! Again! Headshot on Sparkle is pretty big, but Kitsune Rush is still in play, trying to do what Fearless is getting in his face, but Pelicans doing work in the back line. Only Fielder able to get involved in that fight for Dallas, and they may not have time for another. Edison definitely feels that way. He gets nailed to the wall by the railgun. Overtime's here for Dallas. Sparkle can't stay long either. He's booped off the edge. Chiyo trying to contest, buying some time. Fearless coming in on the Doomfist now. There has to be a touch, but Fearless is set over the edge. It's just Chiyo. Fielder going to get back here in time. Chiyo eventually has to succumb. Edison won't be able to touch here. No chance. And Houston even it up.
A huge round win there for the Outlaws to bring us to one final point here on Nepal. And we have seen both Creative and Fielder get really involved in the kill feed. Able to come up with big headshot kills time and time again. Right there, Creative at the end, able to defend the rest of his team, get a good use of the Kitsune Rush, and pick up a kill. Take a look, Fearless here. Look,
there was a reason.
He used to be a DPS, now he's a tank, It happens.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it comes down to Shrine.
Trying to defend Fearless because he joined our lobby that one time to try and play.
That's true.
He was a little bit too ISR for us.
Yeah, no, didn't really work out. I think Johnny invited him, actually. All right.
This time the Outlaws actually kind of bully them back off the point, right? It's gonna force the Dallas Fuel to come in and engage, and that is so filthy.
That's what you're looking for.
You can't push in now if you're the Fuel, right? I mean, you lose obviously the healing that Kiriko provides, but that brief moment of immortality, the damage, especially with how good Fielder and Creative have been picking up some kills. Just Merit able to land those shots. I mean, it's such a difference maker in a matchup like this.
Here come the Fuel again, this time a more circuitous route. Fearless Bubble has been destroyed now. Dallas trying to bully the Outlaws off the point, but they are trying to buy time, a little bit of space here for Edison. Danteh really weak. Merit playing pretty cagely around the corner there, that disrupt the shot, trying to force him away. Edison trying to build up a railgun, he takes a big hit
Outlaws
there,
have to go.
He could be in trouble. Pelican's coming from it, there it is! Lastro was felled and Dallas find the vulnerability.
That Outlaws had such a small window there where Danteh gets hit and he takes a ton of damage. They're actually able to heal all that back up. Dallas, it was Fearless, Fielder, and Edison all take big chunks of damage. The Suzu was out already from Fielder. They needed to push in at that brief moment, but they wait a little bit, and they're not able to use their own Kitsune Rush, right? And Dallas uses theirs, they start to back up the Outlaws. That allows Dallas to heal to full.
It's go time for the Outlaws. Sparkle getting blown to smithereens at the start of the fight. You don't even need a Kitsune Rush for a kill like that. Edison is able to chime in at the very least, but Dallas have two supports rather, one DPS left, not enough. The Outlaws are in the lead, and it's climbing.
And that's quite big for the Outlaws. Now, you use your Kitsune Rush, you use your Primal, you see it just kind of waste out there at the end. But Dallas, you don't have the overclock now, you don't have your own sound barrier, and the Outlaws already are about 60%. The Fuel, with just kind of the use of their ultimate to put themselves in a really difficult spot to turn this.
Primal up here for Fearless. Sound barrier, though, is going to be a problem for Dallas to work through. Sparkle mid-fight will have that Death Blossom online. Here's the overclock from Merit again. First pick could be huge. Fearless, though, heading for the hills.
Yeah, he takes a ton of health there. He just gets hit with a headshot there.
They got the sound barrier.
Yeah, by Merit. Yeah, they got the sound barrier, and they kind of feel that's good enough.
Back in we go. Pretty early protection Suzu there. It's not going to be available for a minute, and they might need it here. Here comes the Death Blossom. Sparkle trying to come in from the lane.
They push right past it.
Edison is down at the start of the fight here. Sparkle not finding any value from that ultimate. And what else do the Dallas still have to work with? A player advantage for maybe a moment. Danteh's gone down. No tank, no bubble deployment available for the use of Outlaws, but they've got Pelican pushing from the front. There's Merit over the top with a rail. Chiyo trying to keep his team in it here. Edison has returned back to the fight. Fielder, Kunai, throwing him out there. Edison really extends quite far forward there. Dallas is just contested to try and keep it in overtime, but I got bad news for you.
Pelican can't find him.
Sparkle brings Pelican down. Danteh trying to hang on. He can't. I don't know how Dallas pulled that off.
Well, it's a continuing rush. You have Fielder, Chiyo, and Sparkle still alive, and Chiyo is just so slippery, you know, just on the walls, just dipping and diving out of the point. And you get Fielder with a TP through the wall, able to heal him. They're not able to close it out. That was the Outlaws' chance.
They've let Dallas get the foot in the door here. They're going to want to close this out quickly, or this might start happening.
Is it Houstonable?
It's never not. Pelican trying to round the corner, get like an instant headshot. They'll take that, though. Edison ate too many Cheerios for breakfast, apparently. Lastro is feeding him. Here's the rush, and here come the Outlaws. Danteh in a position to go for a primal rage here. Sound barrier now expiring from Dallas. They have to give a little bit of ground here. Kitsune Rush now out of the picture. Fielder building up towards his next one. How do you get Danteh off this backline? They have the Susu Sparkle to keep him alive, and the bomber gets thrown down at the perfect time. Danteh brings Sparkle down, and Fielder is now out of the picture. He was so close to that Kiriko ultimate, and there it is. Chiyo is a thing of the past, and the Houston Outlaws, they aim to make Anaheim a lawless place too.
And you just talk about everything that's happened between these two teams all season long. Dallas, you know, top of the standings, you know, winning events, right? But it's this team in Houston that's caused them so many problems. And to drop that first map, the Fuel have to be having flashbacks.
14 final blows and 8 deaths for Merits. Absolutely blowing up the Dallas.